I'm excited to talk to the director and stars of the upcoming film White Elephant. How is everyone doing today?
Good.
Doing great. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Excited to be talking to you guys. I just finished the film. I like to have the film fresh on my mind right before I talk about it. So I just got done watching it. I'm excited to talk to you guys about it. And of course, Corey, I've got to kind of put you on the spot first. You know, the film tackles 8 millennials convene for their annual gift exchange, a surprise marriage proposal, thrust the game into chaos in relationship to the brink. What's the inspiration behind writing this film?
Yeah, I think the idea of a white elephant just came from my childhood. My family went to a white elephant that was super competitive and really fun, and so I definitely had that in my head, I'm sure, from that. And you know, I feel like there's not enough movies that focus on this sort of age group, and you know, you really go through so much in your mid to late 20s and make all of these big decisions about, you know, who you want to spend your life with and when you want to have kids and what happens when one of your careers takes off faster than you, or if you're on again, off again, all these. So all of the storylines are all things that, you know, I went through at that time. And so, you know, they kind of just all spilled out into these characters.
Lana, to you, you have a pivotal moment which really blows everything out of the water. And it kind of takes this somewhat fun and kind of, you know, quirky style of a film into this, oh my God, this entire film's about to unravel. Take me behind preparing yourself for that scene and kind of what it was like filming it.
Yeah, it definitely changes tone abruptly and in a really fun way, because I don't think you see that coming at all, or I didn't anyway. But you know, the cool thing about filming this in the middle of a pandemic is that we rehearsed everything via Zoom like a play. So we shot everything in huge long chunks. So that scene I think is like 30 pages. And we shot it all, you know, at one time, just continuously. So preparing in that way was really helpful because there wasn't any stopping and starting. It was like once that scene got going, it was just a matter of like, let's do the choreography of the gifts exchanging and all that. And then it gets to a point where, you know, I think it's pretty easy to imagine what anybody would feel like in that scenario when you're like, I'm surrounded by all these people I love, and like, oh my God, at least 2 of them have been keeping this huge secret from me, maybe more. And like, just like what that would feel like, the betrayal of that. And, you know, maybe you handle it in a way that you're not proud of later, but at the time you're just like upset. And, you know, I feel like it was easy to tap into that because of the way that we shot it and the way it was written. And yeah.
I guess that leads to you, Paul. You're the one that was on the receiving end of probably the, you know, the brunt of that reveal there. Take us behind your reaction. I thought was priceless. You know what I mean? Because you're finding out, I'm not going to spoil it, you're finding out this big reveal here of what's kind of transpiring and what this, I mean, it's something big, right? You know what I mean? So kind of, was your preparation kind of the same there as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think to find out news that is kind of shocking to you in any sense, I think everyone takes it differently and in different moments, especially when your friends are around, and especially when, you know, it's a public setting rather than a private setting. So it's funny that all of our characters kind of, I think, felt comfortable enough to, you know, in some sense to just react in ways that, you know, like were sometimes immature, sometimes, you know, like reasonable, and to find out big news like that out of nowhere, it's definitely going to be a shocker. But it was, yeah, I think that definitely the rehearsals helped a lot. Like Lana said, we doing the 30-page scenes, I think at first were kind of overwhelming, but I think the first time we did it, like from beginning to end, it was kind of like this big, like, oh my God, we did it. It was like this big weight off our shoulders. And it was a testament. It's a testament. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but to how awesome the whole cast was, and how like present everyone was to, being able to react in natural ways and find our own colors to every moment that happens in the script. And we found different colors to it every time we did a take, and I think that was important to just be receptive in that sense.
Corey, speaking to them and understanding the idea behind tackling it in the Zoom call first, and then kind of moving to real life filming to it. What made you come up with that idea to do it like that? Obviously, we were in the midst of a pandemic, so I know that played a part of it. But do you think that helped the process a little bit more so than it has in the past for you?
Oh, massively. I mean, first of all, I think your typical movie, you wouldn't be able to rehearse as much as we did, but we were just so lucky that people didn't have other jobs, so they were able to do it. And the rehearsals were great, and obviously the entire cast did amazing at memorizing the whole movie. So by the time they came on set, everyone was off book, and we would work through the characters over Zoom and stuff. But even more important than that was when we finished rehearsing, and we would just stay on Zoom for another hour, and Devin would take out his guitar, and the girls would sing and talk about astrology, and it was like a real genuine friendship was born between the between the 8 of them. So then, when they showed up on set together, it was just really natural that this was a group of friends that we're getting together. So,
on a question to you, of all the gifts that were available, which one would you have taken in your own personal life from the set?
I mean, obviously the vacation. You'd be a fool not to take that. Yeah, no question. I mean, if it's between a robe and a all expense paid trip, what are we even talking about here?
Right, it's not even close. Like we were talking about a little bit off there. It's like that's if somebody brought that, it's like I'm going to make sure because there's strategy as you see the film unfolds. There's a lot of strategy behind the game and stuff like that. So it's like I'm going to make sure that my hands end up on that at the end, right?
Yeah, my strategy would be to take that gift and leave the party.
I feel like you get a lot of vacations with the diamond ring, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I should have. Yeah. Well.
Well, we know where Paul's going with this, so look at that. Like, Paul's gonna go on vacation. You're going on vacation.
You pawn a ring. Come on.
Yeah, that's bad juju.
Imagine. Oh God.
Corey, the end of the movie, there's the carol session there. Take me behind the idea of filming that.
Yeah, it's funny you should ask that. It was actually one of the only things that wasn't in the script. From those Zoom sessions and hearing everybody sing, I was blown away. And, I didn't realize, I knew CoCo was a singer, but really everyone in our cast has an amazing voice. And so I just kept thinking, like, how can I utilize that? And then I think it was like the night before, the first day, I was laying in bed, couldn't sleep, and that idea popped in my head. And there's a line in the movie where I think it's CoCo's character says, "Do people still carol anymore?" or something like that. Because I grew up in Des Moines, Iowa, and people actually caroled when I was a kid. Like, we would go door to door. So, but I don't know if is still a thing. I'm guessing maybe it's not. But so that's where that came from. The idea, I knew that they could sing, and so having them carol, it just seemed like a fun way to kind of do for the credits, So
I got a fun one to ask before we leave here. And Lana, I'll start with you. I'm going to take you back. It's going to have to go back and have to think about this one. But what was your favorite present that you got as a kid?
Oh man, I'm struggling to remember. I feel like I got a lot of cool toys. Oh, I had this princess tiara that I loved that I think I wore nonstop for like months. That's the one thing that's like coming to mind immediately. But yeah, I'm gonna go tiara. I wanted to be a princess when I was a little girl.
Paul, I'm going to put you on the spot now. You see that? I think you had the advantage here. You usually got to think about it for a few minutes. I just kind of put Lana on the spot right there. So
yeah, I'm definitely trying to remember. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I got an N64 on Christmas, so that would probably be my favorite favorite gift, hands down. I don't know if it was Christmas, but I'm pretty sure it was a Christmas gift. So N64.
And Corey, to you, sir.
You know, I was sort of known in my family for talking my parents into like spending way more than what the price limit was of the Santa gifts, you know. So there was like a good run of like 5 years where I got like something I really, really wanted. So I think probably the centerpiece of the golden era of Moss family Christmas was this yellow boombox. It had like a strap and dual cassette. It was sweet. Yeah.
That's awesome. I just want to thank you guys for your time today. I do greatly appreciate it. The film was a blast, and everybody at home, please check it out.